I've just been to a family weekend. Family, in this case, means my wife's large extended family. Everywhere I went, there were loads of people. There's big rooms full of lots and lots of people. And some of those people, well, none of them I'm blood related to, but by marriage, I'm related to a load of them. But a load of them I'm not related to, and some of them I was kind of meeting, and you know that thing where you're like, I'm sure I've seen your face at other events like this, but you know, you're kind of people I know, and there's a trust in the room, and there was just a joy of being at lunch or being at a party, and there being somewhere between kind of 20, 50 plus people in a room and playing games and hanging out and having a good time. And it feels comfortable and warm and home. I think we all have a drive, a desire for family. And I don't mean that mum and dad and 2 kids. Do you ever feel that we put too much pressure on that little family unit? It breaks down a lot because we try and make that answer so many of our needs. When I was 17, I first started actually picking up a Bible and reading it. And when I read it, I got to this bit that talks about what it is to live in God's family, in His community, about sharing everything together, about doing life together, about a community of people that was always inviting new people in, was seeing God do amazing stuff, and just people on the outside loved because they were so good to other people and they were full of God and joy. I remember reading that and going, I want to live there. You know, and your heart just kind of goes, God, that's what I want. And I don't think I said that out loud to anyone immediately, and I started to ask some questions about it and stuff. But the 20 plus years since then, I've been searching for that. And I've found it in measure, and I'm striving for more of it. We've always opened our home, Caroline and I, to other people. We've had other people who we're not related to live in our house most of our married life. And that's been difficult at times, but most of the time it's been a great joy. Do you feel like there's too much pressure on your nuclear family? There's been stuff written recently that actually that was a thing we kind of invented in the 1950s. If you look back and you look forward and you look around the world, it's kind of a Western individualistic thing that we've done in certain parts of the world, and maybe it's not working for us. And we put all this pressure on like finding another person. And it's like, well, single people are full people. You don't need another person to complete you, like Jerry Maguire or whatever. But there's a sense that everyone needs a family. And God puts the lonely in families, He says. And He invites us into His family. And whoever we are and whatever we're about, we're invited into His family. And it's back into His family because He made you and He had a plan for you, and you were in the family to start with. And if you don't feel like you are now, well, then He's calling you back and saying, hey, come on back, join my family. This is where you'll feel at home. What's keeping you from saying, yes, I'll come back and join God's family? And I don't mean by just rocking up on Sunday to a place where people, you know, sit in rows. I'm talking about family that happens in the home when 15, 20 people, like at that party, 25, 30, hang out together, do life together, and then in smaller groups are real together and help each other to be who they were meant to be. Does that sound like something you want to explore? I think we all want it. So let me ask you this. What's stopping you from saying yes to God and His family and exploring what that might look like?